The Six Swans, a story by the brothers Grimm, retold. What if your voice could save the people you love, but speaking a single word would doom them forever? This is not a tale of knights or dragons. This is the story of a sister who gave up her voice, endured pain, betrayal, fire, and never spoke a word. She fought, not with swords, but with silence, not with magic, but with love. In a world that tried to burn her, she stood tall because her heart burned brighter. This is The Six Swans, a story of loyalty, sacrifice, and a love that never gives up. There once was a king, strong, brave, lost. One night he wandered into a deep, dark forest. The trees whispered, the path vanished, and just when all hope seemed gone, he found a woman, old, sharp-eyed, waiting. "I'll show you the way out," she said, "but only if you marry my daughter." And the king, tired and afraid, said yes, but the king already had 6 sons and 1 daughter from his first wife. He loved them more than anything in the world. He didn't trust the new queen, so he took his children and hid them in a secret castle in the forest. Only he and 1 servant knew the way. But the new queen was clever and cruel. One day she followed him and found the children. One day she came to the hidden castle with 6 black shirts sewn with silent magic. She threw them into the air, and the boys were gone. Feathers, wings, screams, they rose into the sky as swans, and the girl, the one left behind, fell to her knees and screamed. But no one heard her. She ran, for days, for nights, across mountains, rivers, endless woods, until one evening, by a quiet lake, she saw them again, 6 white swans, gliding across the water like ghosts, and as the sun set, they landed and turned back into her brothers. For a few short hours, they were human. They hugged her, held her, cried with her, and told her what must be done. "You can break the curse," the eldest said, "but it will cost you everything. You must not speak, not a word, for 6 years. And in that time you must sew us 6 shirts made from stinging nettles, even 1 sound from your lips, and we stay swans forever." She looked at their faces, then nodded. She began her silent war. She lived alone. Her fingers bled from the nettles. Her skin blistered. Her lips stayed shut. Even when she screamed inside, rain fell, snow came, but she never stopped sewing and she never spoke. One day, a young king saw her in the woods, thin, wild, beautiful, sitting quietly, sewing with bleeding hands. He asked her name. She looked at him, but said nothing. Still he returned again, and again. "I don't know your name," he said, "but I know your silence, and I see your soul." Still the king returned again and again. "You don't speak," he said, "but I see your heart. Will you marry me?" She nodded. He took her to his castle. She became queen, but she kept working in secret, sewing the shirts, staying silent. But not everyone was kind. The king's stepmother hated her. When the queen had a baby, the old woman stole the child and told the king, "She has eaten the baby. She's a witch." The king was shocked. He didn't believe it, but he didn't know the truth. The second baby disappeared, then the third. The people grew angry. "Burn the witch," they cried. The queen was taken to be burned. She had sewn 5 shirts, 1 more to go. The guards tied her to a wooden stake. She held the last shirt in her lap, sewing as fast as she could with shaking hands. The fire was lit. Smoke filled the air. But at that moment she threw the shirts into the sky. From the clouds, 6 swans flew down. The shirts touched them. One by one, they became her brothers again. Only the youngest still had 1 swan wing. The last shirt wasn't fully done. And then the queen spoke for the first time in 6 years. I am not a witch. These are my brothers. I stayed silent to save them. The king ran to her, holding her close. You suffered in silence for them, he whispered. She nodded, with tears in her eyes. Yes, because I love them. The stepmother was punished. The people cheered, and the queen, now free, smiled, not because she spoke, but because she endured. Through pain, through silence, through fire. She never gave up, and so the queen who once could not speak became a legend everyone would tell, a story of courage, of loyalty, of love without words, and the kingdom would never forget her name.